I've been playing World of Tanks Splits for at least 5 years now, and I've got to say, the Barask is probably the strongest tank that I've ever seen tier for tier. It deals 640 damage in a matter of 2 seconds, whilst DPM is actually not that bad. As you can see, the DPM for the Barask is at 1872, which is around the same sort of level as your Object 252U or any other Soviet tier 8 heavy tanks. But one thing that you have to keep in mind is that this is a medium tank in the shell of a light tank. It has a top speed of 60 kilometers per hour, and while it might not be the fastest tank in tier 8 in terms of how fast it accelerates to that top speed, it is still a lot faster. And in most scenarios, if you were to compare the Barask against an RHM, I would definitely say that the Barask will come out on top in almost every single scenario because of how it's just a lot more mobile. You might argue that one downside about the Barask is that it only has 6 degrees of gun depression, but to be honest, because of how low down the tank is, you don't really notice the gun depression that much, and most of the time you won't be poking ridges because of how you know you're playing in a lightly armored vehicle. A good way to describe the Barask will be, imagine a ISU-152 that has mobility, except its penetration is a lot worse. But at the same time, the penetration values aren't that bad either. Looking at it here, we can see that it has 252 APCR premium pen, which isn't the greatest, I understand, but at the same time, it's enough to cut through tier 8 opponents. Most of the time, the playstyle that you would like to adapt in this vehicle is flanking your enemies and just getting cheeky double shots into enemies when they aren't paying attention to their environment. I would highly suggest you guys to run the vertical stabilizer because of how its aim time is absolutely horrible. Reducing that aim time as much as possible will help you get those 2 shells out as soon as possible, while also making sure that you are accurate enough to actually hit those shells and penetrate those shells. Last but not least, although it is a medium tank and that its spot range isn't as great as other light tanks in tier 8, its spot range is still at 290 meters, meaning that you can outspot a lot of opponents. But do bear in mind that when you are trying to fight against light tanks in tier 8, they will still outspot you because of how your camo is simply not as good as light tanks. Hopefully you guys understand how broken the Barask is, and just to better illustrate that, I'll jump into a few battles for you guys. I enjoy playing the Barask a lot because of how it really is a very strong tank when it comes to capitalizing on enemies making mistakes. For example, if the standard B on the opponent's team pokes me like a dumb person and then, allows me to get 2 shells into that tank, I can just deal 640 damage in a matter of 2 seconds. Just think about that. Although the standard beam might also be an auto reloader in which he can, deal more damage than I can in around 6 seconds, I think. I still think that the Barask is a little bit broken because if you think about it this way, I can sort of out-brawl a standard B. And let's be careful not getting shot here. And the Barask is... okay, I think we are safe here. And the Object 274, sorry. Seems like he was quite, fixated on trying to shooting me, but I don't think that's the case anymore because what's the tank holding there? Okay, it's the Object 84 and I don't feel like poking because, okay, never mind, the standard B is there, so let's see, maybe the 274 is over here. He is, and I would like to get some shells into the standard B. That's 1 and 2. There you go. That's 600 damage just like that. And the standard B made a mistake by not paying attention to his environment, and I got 2 shells just like that. And I would like to have more support over here because our 84 is probably going to get pressured very soon. I mean, this 54 isn't pressuring him, but at the same time, it's only a problem of time for that to happen, and hopefully the M46 can pressure the 274 for me. I mean, I can also get 2 shells like that because I'm not sure what he's doing, but yeah, there you go. We're up to 1200 damage already, and hopefully the M46 pattern can kill this 274 as soon as possible because I would like to pressure that 54. We're already down 1 tank, which is the M3Go for some reason, so we'll need to clear out medium side as soon as possible if we still want to win. Seems like that standard B is pre-aiming me, so I'm not gonna poke this, but okay, 54 is down there as well, and I don't think I've got the, I don't have the gun pressure to fight that. So that's one downside about the Barask, I guess. Okay, the 54 isn't paying attention, meaning that we can get 2 HE shells, 340, and please a 400 roll. Nice. Okay, and let's try and not get shot by the 54 if possible. Okay, I think we are safe. What I'm going to do is just roll up and go up this staircase thing and hopefully get some shells into the heavies that are probably going to poke us in a moment's time. Standard B is taken out, great, and the 54 is probably going to get taken out in a moment's time as well. Now, the thing about this game is that the heavies won, as in the enemy's heavies, they won heavy side, and our 112 Glacial is the only person left holding this line. which means that if I'm able to pull back to our spawn and hopefully get 1 or 2 sneaky shells into them, I'll be able to deal some great damage and possibly even turn the outcome of this battle into a guaranteed victory. Because at the moment, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, if our team, you know, rushes in without any plan whatsoever, we'll get taken out very, very easily. So what I'm gonna do is gonna shoot this AMX once and shoot this Tiger once. It probably would have been a better idea for me to shoot the 111 instead because of how the Tiger was at full health before shooting him, but either way, it is all good. And it seems like the 111 is gonna poke me like your average 40% player. You know, you get shot once by someone, you're just gonna YOLO that person. Hopefully I get a tiny bit of support, but I do still out-trade this 111. That's 1 shot, and that's 2. Okay, that was a bit of lag, but still all good. So let's just back up. We'll just reload this shell, and it seems like we do have cover fire, hopefully. I mean, as long as the 84 takes a shell for me, I don't really mind. We're gonna win this game because of how our tanks did what they were supposed to do and pressured the medium side and completely outnumbered them like that. And now, with the Pershing taking the shot for me, I think I can get my 2 shells into the 111. 1 shot and 2 shots. Nice. And I'll leave the Pershing to clear the 111. Never mind. Okay, it's fine. I don't think I out-reload the 111, but okay, that was an oopsies then. I should not have poked. But it's fine. I don't think he's smart enough to... Well, he's shooting heat, so... Okay, let's just quickly clear you. And I'm not going to reload the shell because I don't think we're going to get any more damage. Oh well, it is what it is. And please, let me get a kill. Oh wait, I do already have a kill. Never mind, let me get my second kill, please. Miss, or don't pen. Aw, come on. Oh well, it is what it is. As you can see, the Barras is absolutely amazing at capitalizing on enemies who aren't paying attention. Let's just be honest. The standard B wasn't paying attention when he poked that hill area, and he got shot by me and I think also another teammate. I'm not too sure, I wasn't paying full attention. And also the 274, I think he focused the pattern instead of me, which allowed me to get my 2 shells in and dealt over 600 damage to him. And overall, we did 3.6k in a tier 8. Just think about how stupid this is. The second player who dealt the most damage dealt 2.6k and I did 3.6k. A clip and a half more to be precise. In the second game, we find ourselves on Middleburg, and it seems like it is a top tier battle for us. We're playing against tier 7s. And it also seems like we have a numerical advantage on medium side. Hopefully we'll be able to clear out the medium side as soon as possible and go down there and help the heavies, because I don't think they're going to come out and help us. One bad thing about playing on this map is that you never know who's going to come up to hillside unless you poke out here, but I'm not sure whether I can actually spot them. In fact, this is what I'm going to do, because the 62 is going to hold corner. And yeah, I don't think they're going to come up. We see the 112 Celestial there, ISU and IS3. So yeah, in fact I'm gonna play a bit more aggressive than the last game because of how it seems like, yeah, the Magnet's gonna run away and hopefully we can get some shells into the T25 maybe from this little gap. Seems like that is going to be the case. That's 1 shot and that's 2 shots and we dealt 685 damage just like that, which basically ruined the T25's game, to be honest. I feel bad, but not really. One thing about the Brass is that you don't want to overextend yourself because of how you've got very, very long reload time, meaning that brawling is something that you will want to avoid at all costs. You're gonna lose every single brawl, even if it's against tier 7s. So let's get 1 shell into the 45, 2 shells into the 45, and that's already 1,300 damage. And yeah, I think we're gonna win this game as well because of how the enemies are kind of camping here. And because of how it is quite a low down tank, the camo value on the Brass is actually quite good. And although you might say, because of how the gun dispersion isn't the best in the world, you would want to, you know, avoid sniping as much as possible, it's still not that bad. And can we pen that? No, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I think we dealt at least 2,000 damage already. If not, oh well, whatever. We're just gonna pull in, and it seems like the Glacial is the... Okay, even the Glacial is running out of these points. So the AT-15 is here. And the Glacial, please. That's 1 shell, and that's 2 shells. So I did still do 2k damage. Okay, it is what it is. This was a steamroll game. We'll jump into a second game. I don't think this game showed any good thing about the Brass because of how the enemy team just sort of, well, evaporated. Because of how they held one singular corner and they had 0 map control. If the Magnet had went up to the hill area to med side, I would have had to deal with the Magnet first, which would have caused their heavy tanks to, well, live a bit longer. But even though it was a very, very short battle, we still came out on top on our team in terms of the amount of damage that we dealt, 2.2k. And yeah, and oh god, the enemy team, yeah, the ISU 0, they've got 3 players who did 0 damage, so I guess it wasn't surprising the fact that they lost so quickly. Anyway, we're going to jump into the third and final battle. On Fourth Despair, however, I don't think we're going to be able to perform as well as we did in the last 2 games. I don't think this map is very, very friendly towards a Barask because of how the map is quite small, and yeah, compared to the other medium tanks that they have on the enemy's team, a Centurion and also a T-54E1. Both of those tanks can nuke me very, very easily, and brawling with the Centurion in particular is going to absolutely delete my hit point pool. So let's see whether we can spot some early, get some early spot and shot in. That's the E75. I think we're still gonna be able to get another shell out. Yes, and we did, how much damage? Let's see. Come on. We did a good, chunk of damage, yeah, 627. And it seems like the medium tanks are probably capping at that bush. Luckily, I didn't get spotted. Sometimes when poking this bush in the center of Fort Despair, you get spotted, but it seems like the Centurion is over there, so nice. I'm still a little bit hesitant in terms of whether I should poke that or not, but it seems like the 704 is there, which means we get 2 easy shells in the 704, and we're up to 1200 damage just like that. So essentially, we just turned that 704 from a very, very aggressive playstyle to a more passive one because of how we, just basically stopped them from pushing. And it seems like the Lurva is here along with the aggressor who's on our team. What I'm going to do, I think I'm going to just stay here, and it seems like the Lurva is YOLOing for some reason. I would like to get a tracking shell, but I think I caused our aggressor to take a shell. My apologies, I didn't play that very well, but okay, the T-54 is there. I would like to avoid that as much as possible. Let's get 1 shell, and also, okay, not 2 shells, but maybe that T-54 will poke. If not, I'm gonna go in and start helping our heavy tanks because it seems like we're about to get overran over here. So what I'm gonna do is do this. We might take a shell from the mill, never mind. I am sort of YOLOing, but because of how we have map control, as in like more map control than they do, I don't really find this a problem. And I am willing to trade, some shots with this mill here. Never mind, we got shot by the Centurion instead, which is good, I guess. And now we just need to wait for another 13 seconds and we'll have another clip ready. And hopefully that T-54 is not going to YOLO me, hopefully not. But it seems like I'm going to need to pull up because of how all of our tanks here are, well, about to die. Let me just flank from behind. Hopefully they aren't paying attention. Nice. Good thing that my reflex isn't that bad. I just had lunch, so I'm a little bit, sleepy, but still fine. Okay, another 300 shot, and hopefully the T-54 isn't going to YOLO me because it seems like all of my teammates aren't over here. I have 1000 hit points, meaning that if I, just have that T-54 lower 1 or 2 shots, I'll be able to survive, but okay, good thing that the action is helping. Nice, so it seems like teams today are decent. In most cases, when you play World of Tanks Blitz, your team is going to be the main threat, Your team is going to be the reason why you lose, but it seems like today it isn't the case. Sorry, a little bit tired, so I sort of messed up my words there. But I think we did 3.4k we just saw, and I don't think we're going to deal any more damage in this game because, oh, never mind, the action mix sort of missed, and please, another shell. Oh well, it is what it is, an extra 100 damage, I'll take that. As you can see, the Barask is absolutely fantastic. We fought against tier 9s, but we still also, dealt, I think, the most damage on our team. I am willing to say that, yeah, we did more than our tier 9s, and we did even more than the E75 on the enemy team, who dealt 3.2k. This tank is absolutely broken if you think about it. The ability to deal 640 damage in a matter of 2 seconds because of how the mobility of this tank isn't that bad and because of how it has a lot of hit points in terms of being a medium tank in tier 8, this tank is absolutely broken. If I was playing in a single shot tank in the past 3 battles that I just showed you guys, I would have probably dealt a lot less damage than that. Maybe around 2k average for the past 3 games. I would need to reload around 6 or 7 seconds. I think that's like the average amount of time that you need to reload in a tier 8 medium. Either way, I think this is a very, very good showcase to show you guys how strong and how broken the Barask is, and hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe because it really, really helps me a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!